Hey everybody, it's Derek with the Swarm here, bringing you our recap from the Week 6 matchup of the CWL. Sorry, I got allergies going on, so I sound a little off, I know. In this one, we took on Emphatic Elite, won by 4 stars, moved to 6-0 on the season. And we'll get ready to face Dark Leader Z next week. They had a really heartbreaker. It could have been a lot closer. They had 99% with the Town Hall up, so that was pretty rough. We did out 10v10 them 7-3. Unfortunately, for us, they were better at 11v10 by 1. We had 2 fails here, and they had just the 1, or just the 1. And they had to go for that 11. Okay. Anyways, we'll jump into some attacks. First up, we have Scotty. And as you can see, the 73%, absolutely monster of an attack on a fresh hit base. This is one of the big reasons our 10v11 was like 5 for 8, I think. But anyways, that really just helped us out this war. Bunch of archers and minions just collecting free percentage on the outside. And as you can see, that's going to get it up pretty high. Like, I mean, with everything that's being hit, it's going to be already over 10 or 12% or so. Maybe even like a little bit higher than that. Yeah. So it's going to be somewhere near, closer to like 20, which is going to be awesome. So then he's able to start his queen walk. And she's going to like charge on in, be able to, want her to go in and get that inferno, or not the inferno, that eagle. It's gonna be one of those videos. I already know it. Anyway, the queen goes ahead, takes out the CC troops, and then just continues her walk. Obviously, it would have been a nice boost to get that inferno tower, or not that eagle artillery, because it just would have allowed the kill squad to get a lot further in. So, anyways, like with that, the queen continues on, does the value, meets up with the kill squad, bowlers down, creating the funnel on the top side, and bowlers kind of helping her out to continue to just walk on through. Up at the top, in comes some more bowlers with the rage and the king, or with the rage. Take that out, I got confused by his king. In comes Scotty's king with the CC bowlers, and they'll be the ones actually making the town hall dive. So the bowlers on the left hand side did a wonderful job just setting that funnel. You can see without that eagle, this would have even gotten, this probably could have got up to around 80%. Would have been absolutely just sick. There's a couple more bowler bounces, they'll go ahead and take out that town hall. Almost get that CC as well on that one. So just real nice shot to have a lot more percent than what ended up happening. So just a couple more things go his way, and we might be talking about this hitting the 80-85% mark, which would be pretty cool. Then from there, we know the percent's over, and just trying to find if there's a place he can grab that percent, but that was not. Either way, great job to Scotty. Like, absolutely, I mean, that just crushed it. Okay, now we're gonna see if I can remember some of these. So we get down to the 10v10s. First up, we have GCH. I don't want to misquote this. I think he had 4 10v10 triples alone this war. Absolutely just stud performance. This was a cleanup. It was our last, like, we had 2 10v10s left, 2 10 attacks left at this point. This base had 97% on it. We were just kind of wanted to clean that up for our 7th 10v10. So in comes the king, and he's going to pop this ability in just kind of a moment here. Unfortunately, the queen took out that army camp, so the king just continues to be on the wall, which didn't end up working out too badly for him. In a cleanup, in one of the earlier attacks, the same thing happened where the king beat through the wall, and the queen walked in here and took out the air defense, and it actually did worse than like when the air defense was up. I don't know if it was just, it looked more just like the pathing was kind of off, and they didn't really know what would be the best counter to do that. So either way, GCH is really heavy with these loons, and he's very patient with the haste spells because he knows the hounds are going to travel way far away, so doesn't want to like zoom them kind of out too far ahead. Down comes the Rage and 2 Skellies. Some of the loons are dropping, but as they take out that bomb tower, it's really then free reign for the queen to get taken out by the Skellies. Then all the Skellies go and turn on the wizard. At this point, all the loons have just kind of moved through this base. We knew the very end was a really rough spot because there was like a Skelly trap or 2 and 2 red air bombs, which had been a part of the base that had kind of been killing us. But he gets a nice split here. His hound is just about to pops on the last defense, which is just everything you can ask for. The archer goes ahead and lures the hound away, and then from here, just all clean up. It's going to be kind of a long one. There's quite a few attacks to show. GCH finishes this off, and like I said, I believe this was his 4th of the war. Just absolutely crushing it. Then another really cool one that we thought of. So Turtle comes in here using his queen to set a funnel immediately with his king. We know the king's going to kind of walk around and wants to go ahead and go in, take out the Inferno Tower, and take out the defensive queen. Like the goal of the plan here. Then come the wall breakers, everything's looking fine there. Queen is definitely going to go in, which is what we wanted. And there's not really, like there's that 1 archer tower on her and that Inferno Tower, but she's still got plenty of health. But unfortunately didn't step up into the drawing queen range and missed that queen ability. So we definitely thought this was going to not be a triple. When you miss the queen ability and you're expecting to get the queen, you don't have Skelly spells. Not one you're sitting there like, yep, this definitely is gonna wreck, because we knew the Lalo was solid. Like, it's just if it got that queen, you just had so much you could invest in that Lalo. But then the queen is so nice and kind to us, and she stands right on top of a defense and takes a whole bunch of damage and almost goes down, which is awesome. And you can see the Laloon, it was just absolutely crushing it. Hitting every defense, so strong. Even with that queen up, there's so many loons. And then, like I said, the queen continued to stay onto a defense, so it gave us a nice little boost with the bomb drop, and she got taken out, and we were able to get her gone. Yeah, there's 1 little hound left. They'll send in that minion, which is awesome, because that red bomb could have been really big issues for those loons. A lot of them are at pretty low health. And then, we'll go through the cleanup even quicker just because the sheer number of attacks. We got 5 more 10v10s and a few 9s we're going to show. Yeah, this is a great job. Turtle got, I believe, not a 6-pack because it wasn't on the same account, but he did get 2 10v10s. And I lost my little thing where I wrote down all the attacks, so we're kind of having to walk through them a little bit. All I have is the 9 ones. This is GCH getting a 6. One of the account got a 6-pack on bags here, and he did a suicide hero to go get the Inferno Tower and an air defense. So he's cleaning up himself here. He had a wall breaker fail. With that wall breaker fail, I got pretty close still, so knew the plan was going to be solid, and we just went out ahead and fixed that. Got the wall breakers to work. Takes out the Inferno Tower and starts working down, and you can see it's pretty close. His queen's almost dead, but he does go ahead and get the air defense. They did a lot of this, had an archer and a wizard in the CC, as opposed to just like a hound loon all the time. Either way, coming in with the Lalo really heavy on this right side with quite a few loons, just targeting all those defenses, 2 hounds. Then in comes a third hound with more loons targeting around. You can see he just wants that main pack to cut across the middle of the base and kind of keep the queen in a predictable spot. Now, the queen did not play along and jumps over that wall as soon as the Skelly spells are dropped. So it's kind of a big if, but then she ends up, the king ends up jumping back. She ends up shooting the Skellies, and the pups under rage are able to kind of take her out. Then as these loons are just crushing the rest of this base, and it all happens so quickly, so many spells to cover. With like the biggest strength when you're talking with like these suicide hero attacks is that you've devoted all the spells to the Lalo, and that tends to be the most helpful. So that we're a lot of cleanup now, just tons of pups, tons of minions. He did a great job, obviously, as his GCH always does, at just making sure the cleanup is out early, and there is quite a bit of it, so time is rarely an issue with his attacks. And next up, Brady doing another suicide hero. So this one was like the smoothest. It took us quite a bit of hits, but the plan and like the Lalo looks so good that we knew it was going to happen. It's just we had some like wall breaker fails. For some reason they targeted weird walls, opposed to just targeting the corner ones. So I was not happy because that happened to me. So in comes a couple giants, and their just goal is to tank that wizard tower. Queen comes down, wall breakers behind her, and then that's all just to get everything in to go get that Inferno tower, get the other wizard tower, the Tesla, all that good stuff and good value that this suicide hero can get. The goal originally was to take out the queen, but she doesn't do that because she just doesn't get that far. So in come the two hounds. I really like this adjustment. He just threw two hounds directly on top of each other. I don't know if he meant to do that or what, and then goes in with a third. There's plenty of tankage sitting right on there. In comes the one Skelly spell, and just using that right on everything collapsing, the rage. All these loons continue to go across. And the queen with those pups, Skellies, they take her out, and now the threats of this base are pretty much gone. From here, you can just see it's a free spell for this backside Inferno and Wizard Tower, and like 4 defenses getting frozen, and then another haste spell just to move everything when it gets into that heal right on top of that Inferno Tower. Beautiful loon split. Everything's kind of targeting a bunch of different defenses, which is helping take out this base a lot quicker. And with the one Tesla left, that'll be it. Goes ahead and lures the hound away, and then finishes up cleanup around this base. Just absolutely smashing it. Brady did a wonderful job on this hit. Good job to you, man. Next, like I said, there's quite a few. We have Turtle's other hit. This was him cleaning up himself. They had this weird base. There's one I was like, hey, did you guys see this? You can take out the queen by coming into this compartment in 2 ADs, and you don't lure the CC, and you don't have to deal with an Inferno. And it kind of is even nice because it sets up like a straight line path across the base. So in comes the queen. She's gonna be and taking out 2 air defenses. Being very patient with her ability. When the other queen, the defensive queen comes up and hits her, pops it, takes it out. King has gotten a ton of trash. Here's for the heroes, getting 25% of this base, which is pretty nice. Gonna get actually a little, pretty much just for the heroes and a few funnel troops. Okay, in come the hounds, just targeting those ADs. Loons all over the place, very heavy on the loons. Rage spell over that compact core, so that, they're just taking out defenses instantly. And a free spell for that backside Inferno Tower as everything kind of collapses on that. Still has like 2 hounds up at this point. That's what's like crazy. You knew it was a really strong plan. Like, 2 hounds are up, all those loons are up. The loons are actually the bigger threat right now as far as like going down, just because that wizard tower and them all being clumped up together. You can see quite a few of them do keep you doing that. Goes ahead and lures the CC away and just takes out the rest of this base. Just did an absolutely wonderful job. Has 2 hounds up. I think he only had 3 hounds in the entire raid. Yeah, 3 hounds in the entire raid, had 2 of them up at the end. Like, that's just absolutely incredible. Here's GCH's other hit for his 6-pack. You kind of saw a theme, like they had just these suicide hero ones. They had quite a few, like the queens, like gettable, or an AD and an Inferno, and that's really the ones we targeted. As you can see, with a lot of these, that it's just the most, I think, like, I mean, it's the most consistent way. You're just maximizing the strength of your troops, and right now the king, or not the king, the Lalo's super strong and the king's very tanky, so it kind of works really well for the queen, and he gets the defensive queen and the Inferno, which is absolutely just, I mean, they pull the CC, you're kind of like, oh no, this may not go so well, but that's no big deal. Gets that taken care of. As the larger towers do both start hitting the queen, it did get a little worrisome. Only the one archer tower that the queen was going to pop the hound, but as soon as the other one switched over, it was all good. There's the 3 hounds come into this base, targeting those first 2 air defenses. The third one comes in at the third air defense, and I guess the 3rd and 4th, and haste spell is just collapsing. I mean, you can just see it's just beautiful. The loons are collapsing everywhere. The loons that come across the middle of the base have nowhere to go but across the middle of the base. Nothing up top. There's no bouncing around. It's, you want to know how do I path my loons? Like, the only thing that went wrong in this attack is he missed the freeze by like a hair, because it should have got that Inferno. Everything else was just perfect. Once again, he had 3 hounds for 4 ADs and has 1 hound up. Like, that's tells you how well this Lalo went. And it's just, it's not like just, I don't know, so if like some of you thinking like, oh, it's like a weak base or whatever, but it's really just a comment on how good he is at executing his attacks. Then another, the GCH had quite a few this war. He was definitely feeling it, came in and did a lot of cleanup on himself, and then cleanup of other people. But that's what, I mean, your best guys go and do that regularly. That's what everybody's doing, so makes sense. So down comes the king and some baby drag to set the funnel. Wants to go in and use the king and the Valks to take out the queen, really, and the king, and then his queen to go get that Inferno tower, and then kind of as far as she will go. It was kind of a cool plan. Like, everything looked really well. Kind of doing wonders to just tank the indirectly just tanking that lava hound to keep it away from the queen. And then with plenty of point defense on the queen, or will be on the queen, it's not really a doubt that she will go down before taking the hound, and that's really all that matters. In come the Lalo portion of this raid, and once again, got 4 ADs up with just a few hounds here. I believe it was 3, but so that's going to be it, and just 3 hounds, 4 ADs, but Town Hall 9 level point defense, which helps a lot, and then just kind of collapsing on the rest of this base. Goes ahead, gets a wonderful loon split there, and then just takes out the last couple defenses. Picks up the 3-star. Not sure which one this was in our order. I think like the one we had just seen, Turtles, was our first. That happens. It's all good because we got plenty of it. There were plenty of the 10v10s. A great job at GCH. I mean, just an absolutely killer war. A lot of people just stepping up. We had a lot of even a lot of the attacks that didn't get the 3 stars. were really good. So first up, I swear they pick these ones because I don't know if it's So 19 or Soul 9. I'm never going to know this, and it's just going to continue bouncing back and forth for the end of time. But doing a Queenwalk Laloon, we'll see that King's Down Wizard behind him, and that's just going to get a bunch of the trash out of the way, which is always nice. Like, Queenwalks do take a lot of time, so if you're kind of already able to have some of the cleanup done, it's just going to help on the back end of that raid. And from there, in come the wall breakers. That's going to open up in air defense and the CC, and then more wall breakers come in to open up further into this base, and that's going to just kind of open up more air defenses. So, kind of an interesting CC comp with Baby Dragon and the rest Loons. That's something you see a whole lot, but the max poison's just able to handle that fine. In comes just, minions, clear some more trash. Like I said, anytime you can get a little bit of the trash buildings cleared up, that's going to help with everything else going on. I'm not sure exactly where he wanted to wall break, because it seems like he wouldn't have wanted to wall break into this compartment as well. Like, definitely getting further into this base, but that didn't end up happening. 2-point defense honor goes ahead and drops that rage spell, just as Expos do quite a bit. And as soon as the queen gets in, now she can go in and get the defensive queen, get an Expo, and then that's just like tons of value. See, this Laloon is going to be super straightforward, just right across the base, no tricky pathing or anything like that. It's just an excellent job on his queen, so that's why I don't think he wanted to have the Lalo or the queen charge come back across, but the wall breakers all kind of split, and either way I think it kind of worked out really well for him. Plenty of minions on the backside. I absolutely love that. Anytime you're doing like a Lalo raid, or even if you're doing like a hog raid, there's not really a whole lot of reason you need to keep your cleanup. It can be like following behind and getting it all done, and that's exactly what's going on here. So it's never in doubt as far as time goes. Everything just kind of collapsed on the last couple defenses. Flags a rage spell and picks up a 3. A great job. Next up is Aggregon. I mean, this guy's just an absolute monster. Like, I'd be very surprised if somebody, like, if you compile the Town Hall 9 stats, if he was not right at the top. If he was not right at the top, he would be very close to it. Just super consistent of an attacker. Everything is, I mean, it looks just so easy when he's doing it, so that's always nice. That's not the case, because you still see people like fails happen and whatnot, so it's really good to have very consistent performing in Town Hall. It's very important to have consistent performing everywhere, but getting consistent 9s is equally as important as some others. So a nice trashy CC with a whole bunch of archers and a Valk. And a baby drag, so those can be sometimes annoying to deal with, but the poison's out early, so he kind of, once again, makes it look a little silly. All the archers died before getting off a shot. Did put down a wizard too, which is just one of those smart things to do to help clear CC. Sometimes you'll see that done with like a Valk or something, if you know it's a bunch of goblins. So this queen walk continues on. Let's keep going up and setting the funnel for the golem. With that, the hogs come in, and I really like that. I've always loved when the hogs are used with the kill squad, just to take out some defenses and kind of move across. Bowlers come down, and it's just kind of a weird little thing seeing them, like everything's just kind of walking across this base. The healers have switched off to like that one hog, which is really unfortunate for him because it's not really doing much tanking. Now it does. But in come more hogs, and he's just going to run across this base. The queen, the bowlers, everything goes around the outside, and the hogs just come up the middle. It's a really cool plan. Like, an entire... You don't see stuff like this. Like, if I told you, if you watch a raid and somebody was like, well, all the boulders, the queen and the king walked around the entire base, you're probably not thinking, oh, that was a 3-star. Finishes up on that wizard tower. I don't know, I gotta. And then just clears out the rest of the trash. Has a whole queen ability in the bag, 2 archers in the bag, and a L swag as well. Either way, I mean, just great job. Great job. Last but not least, it's... There we go. Oh, this one. We got Lukitu. We did quite a few walks in this one. Lukitu continues that tradition. King down, wizard behind. Wizard just kind of helps set that funnel. King's going to set the funnel on the far side. Takes out the defensive king, which is always nice just because the queen doesn't have to deal with it on her walk. And queen just got of beaten on a bunch of storages. I mean, there's so much storages on this side. It's a lot to deal with. It does take a little bit to get going. The king's gone halfway down the base, which is hilarious to me that he was able to get so far. Down comes a rage spell, easily takes out the defensive queen, easily then takes out the X-bow, and then continues on. The CC draws and gets real nice, like, did a great job on that poison placement, so was able to have the first poison get on there, and then most of the archers are gone because he's been replaced in the second poison as well. The queen continues on her walk, just keeps taking out a lot of storages that took a lot of time. Did put that wizard down, which helped get quite a few of the trash buildings taken out. In come the wall breakers. Unfortunately, did have a couple that died to the bomb there, a little small bomb, but the rest of them get on in, and now the queen's able to go and take out an air defense and continue on her merry charge. So we'll have 2 hounds, 2 ADs on the rest of this base. Sweepers won't be an issue. Everything's kind of coming around. Then in comes the second hound. Lots of loons to target those Teslas. Just take them out right away. And this whole base just starts collapsing around. As the queen is almost dead. Does have to pop her ability because the healer switched off and did lose that 1 healer left at this point. But so many loons are up, they're just kind of all working around. No more spells for the loons, but not really needed. Cleanup's already going. Just an absolutely great job getting the 3-star. Awesome war to Lukitu. Believe he got a 6-pack. Well, so congrats there. I mean, obviously, great job to everybody in the swarm. We definitely have some areas I'm sure we want to improve on for next week because, as I said, we have Dark Looter Z, who will be 6-0, facing us, which are also 6-0, and that is going to be a big one, and certainly one will probably be the war of the week. You see a lot of coverage from that. We want to win, and we're going to be preparing all week to do that. Emphatic Elite will take their chances up against Midwinters, who's coming off a loss this week as well. So good luck to them going forward. I was really impressed by your guys' clan, to be honest. Like, I had heard some things, and you guys had shut down all those kind of rumors. So I was very happy to see your guys' performance, and best of luck the rest of the season. Until next time, guys. See ya. Yeah.